Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Outstanding Businesses in the High Country. I'm joined here with Autumn Simmons. Autumn, great to see you.
Nice to be here.
Thanks so much for being here. And obviously Leo Rich co-hosts the show here with me. And anytime you talk about the High Country, Mountain Lumber, for 26 years since 1989, been a fantastic business, just a wonderful reputation. And now we have the opportunity for a sister company, Townhome. And tell us about that, Autumn.
Sure, absolutely. So Townhome is a new retail facility located on Blowing Rock Road next to Five Guys. What we're focusing on is finished materials for building and remodeling projects. We offer deckings and railings, hardware, flooring, mantles, slabs, a lot of the unique products, finished materials that are found here in the High Country.
Yeah, so fantastic idea there, isn't it, Leo?
It is, and it's a beautiful place too. And y'all have been in business since June. You opened up in June.
Right, so we opened the doors in June. Have had a wonderful response and appreciate everyone that helped to get the doors open. And excited to show some new materials, new applications, ways people can design and remodel their homes.
Yeah. So let's talk about, first of all, yourself and Brent, your husband. I tell you what, just a perfect match. If you ever talked about getting into this type of an industry, tell us your background to start with, because both of you, majored at ASU, and tell us about that.
Sure. So Brent and I both grew up in Boone, went to Watauga and then to Appalachian State. Brent focused in building science and myself in interior design. As you mentioned, his sister company, our sister company, Mountain Lumber Company, he worked at for the last 15 years. So on the building materials side, as a contractor, and now more on the design-oriented side, focusing on these finished materials.
Yeah, that's interesting. And tell us about Brent's family. Obviously, it started the Mountain Lumber to begin with, because it's very interesting to see, and we always love to talk about on this show, the history of everything, how things move through. Yeah. And tell us about that, if you would.
Sure. So Mountain Lumber, as you mentioned, started 26 years ago. Dwight and Sandra Simmons as a building materials supplier in the High Country. Brent worked there summers and full-time through school. And then slowly we've moved to open up this new business to focus on the finished materials side.
Yeah. So you guys have been married, 11 years
11
now?
years, yeah. Time goes by fast, but yes.
So for 10 years, you guys both worked there at Mountain Lumber, and then now you have this opportunity. You saw something in the market that was needed, really, isn't it? It's something that, really, some beautiful things. And Leo, we've looked at, through the website, you've been over there. It's some really wonderful products.
Yes, they do. They have a lot to offer over there, from decking to flooring, and they've got a little bit of everything.
And all very unusual things like barnwood. And tell us about all the different products that you could have.
Sure. So one of the things that we're really excited about is bringing the specialty materials that you see here in the High Country, displaying them in a way that gives people an idea of how to use them in their homes differently. So whether or not you love rustic in your home, there may be a way to apply barnwood siding or bark specialty panels and materials that really pulls off an accent in your space. And just lets the native and local materials shine.
Yeah, so really that's what we talked about with being a perfect combination, perfect marriage between you and Brent, because he was building sciences and you were interior design at Appalachian. And so really this new business, Townhome, draws from both of those areas, doesn't it?
It does, and in our personal and in our work lives, we've both been on the builder side, we've been on the material distributor side, and we've been homeowners. So we felt that there was room for more and different materials that could be shown, that people were looking for ways to style their houses that wasn't being met here yet.
And so tell us about some of the things like lighting, for instance. So, what would be options that somebody could have with lighting with yourselves?
Sure. So lighting is one line that we're expanding on currently. So if you're looking just to replace a single fixture in a foyer over a dining room, something that's really a statement piece, that's one upgrade that people do often to their homes, and that can really change the overall look without a lot of upfront cost or remodeling effort. We have a couple of lines one out of Hickory, which we're really proud that still manufactures and assembles here in the U.S. and in Hickory. Another really great company out of Pennsylvania that does some interesting work with twigs, either sculpturally as a chandelier or in a globe form, and some really artistic applications in the lighting area.
And you also mentioned before we started about railing, because you have a lot of things with railing right now.
Yeah, so decking and railing is a popular summer remodeling project. A lot of people get ambitious and try to get that done in the summer to enjoy through the fall. We have some really neat decking options. One that's new to the East Coast that's been used extensively in the West and throughout Europe, called Resista. It's got a 25-year warranty on it, a wonderful product if you don't want to have a lot of maintenance responsibilities with it. Another product is Local Locust, is what we call it. It's a locust decking that's harvested and milled and made here in Boone. And as far as railings, we can span the spectrum of rustic with twig and bark and tack kind of posts and railings, or a more streamlined cable rail that enhances the view. You can see your woods and mountain views without that obstruction of hard handrails.
Yeah, and Mountain Lumber always had, you know, the history of green builders, and obviously that must be something that you continue. You have the idea, because you mentioned here about having a lot of your products that are American made and things like that, and we see what kind of car you drive and everything. And so, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that's something that we certainly built and expanded on at Mountain Lumber, something that we were focused on with our education through Appalachian State, is finding local sources and being aware of how you're using materials and where those materials come from. And we have such a unique resource in the High Country with really interesting materials, materials that are made by craftsmen responsibly, and sourced even throughout the U.S. The hardware lines that we carry is one example. There are fewer than a handful left in the United States that still manufacture in the United States, and we have a couple of those, one of which is made here in North Carolina. So if you're looking to replace door hardware, cabinetry hardware, and want a North Carolina brand, we can offer that. Yeah,
and one of the things, you just mentioned craftsmen, but you guys have an artist and craftsman display there, don't you, that you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So we've partnered with some really talented local artisans and craftsmen, one of which is D.K. Whitson Furniture Makers. He did an exclusive line of furniture for us. It's a campaign-style furniture with a mountain twist, so using locust and leather to create some really unique furniture pieces. We also partnered with Kim Fueling of Mabel Studios. She does beautiful paintings inspired by the area, architecture, and communities. Her husband is also a master woodworker. So that's one addition to the space that is different from a traditional finished showroom, is that we're trying to offer decor and lighting options that are locally made, something that you won't find in a large store or off the mountain.
Yeah, really some one-off opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of these pieces are originals, not to be reproduced again, excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity only to purchase those off of our floor and to also get connected with artisans and craftsmen. If you have a unique project that's something that you want to work with them with, we can certainly help connect you.
Yeah. And Leo, you know how you were talking before about how much people like, barn wood type things,
right,
and the older rustic type look.
Right. They do. I mean, you see a lot of homes up here that's got the old barn handles and all like that they've never cleaned. I mean, they're just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And that's something that we're starting to see come back into fashion and people want more of, is natural materials applied in a way that isn't necessarily rustic. So you can use barn door track hardware in your homes with a brightly painted door. You can use the reclaimed barn wood or bark in a unique way that suits your style and your home style.
And I think the big advantage, Leo, when you talk about townhome, 26 years with Mountain Lumber, but the contacts and the business partnerships you developed over those 26 years, that allows you the opportunity. If somebody is looking for certain things, you have the contacts to know how to connect them with craftsmen or builders and things like that.
And that's something that we're excited to do because we've made wonderful friends and partners throughout our time at Mountain Lumber and continue to work closely with a lot of builders and a lot of craftsmen. So if you're doing a small project, we can help source somebody that can get in there and help you finish what you need. If you are looking to build a completely new house, we can certainly give you recommendations. And as well with our realtor partners and other friends, we appreciate what they provide to the High Country, and we hope to give back to them as well.
So really, it's people can have the opportunity for you to kind of bring everything together. If they come to see you, they can get any kind of aspect of it.
That's what we hope to do, is just to be a resource for people who have got design ideas, have got this project they've been mulling over but can't quite pull it together because of not knowing where to find a particular material or to find the right person to help them install it. We really hope to be a resource, and we want to hear from folks. You know, what have you been trying to find in the High Country and can't? You know, what materials or what projects have you just not been able to source, and we want to help bring that here.
I would think you guys would be able to do that better than anyone else after, with all the relationships that you've developed for these past 26 years.
Yeah, so it's been a wonderful opportunity to work at Mountain Lumber because we have such unique craftsmen and builders in the area. We have available suppliers throughout the country, product availability. It's just a matter of bringing them all together, helping people source and put them together in a way that suits their style and their home.
Yeah. And Leo, you were talking to Brent the other day, and he was talking about women customers now, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things he was the most tickled about. I came in there and he says, we actually have women come in here. Women don't go buy lumber.
He's happy to see the ladies,
yeah,
yes.
But it was he was just tickled to death that they'd come in there. Could you tell us a little bit, you have the design service, Christopher Kelly. Could you tell us a little something?
We do, yeah. It's drafting and design work that we have also done on the side throughout the last 10 years. So if you have a construction project, be new construction or remodel, you need drafting and design work, complete sets of construction documents. We can certainly work with you to provide a custom design, work with one of our existing designs that we've come up with a path to really create a custom either remodel or building project.
Right.
It's beautiful wood. I know that you have doors, cabinets, wooden floors, mantles. You have some beautiful ideas with mantles.
Yeah, mantles is a wonderful product, mantles and slabs, more of our specialty wood products that we offer unique to this area. So traditional mantles, if you're looking for a walnut or hickory with bark intact edge, we can certainly provide that. We have some reclaimed timbers and beams. That is also a popular way to have a mantle. Slabs, huge 16-foot slabs that you can make countertops out of, bathroom vanities. So all kinds of really neat opportunities to use these local materials that, by the way, would have been waste products that would be sent to the landfill through tree clearing, lot clearing. We've been able to reclaim some of those and provide them as really neat character pieces to be in your home.
So Autumn, as creative as you are, I'm sure you love this, don't you? You just opened in June, had an open house the other day, and you must really be relishing and enjoying this.
We love being there. We're really excited, as you mentioned, to have homeowners come in, to be able to help them, with a long-time project that's been sitting on the shelf somewhere that they couldn't quite source or get the resources for. So we love it. We're excited to talk to people. We want feedback and what we can help you with.
I can't think of a better place to go. Can you, Leo?
I can't either. I looked at your website. You really do have some wonderful stuff. I love the tree bark siding. You've got a whole house there done out of this tree bark siding, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and that's one of those local products started here in our area in Linville in the late 1890s.
Right.
The bark shingle siding originated, and then we partner closely with Bark House, who is a manufacturer of the original poplar bark shingle.
Right.
They reproduced that in the 90s, and they have expanded their line to offer full bark panels, birch and cherry plywood veneers. They do split rail fencing, logs, poles, and twigs, all kinds of really neat local products that you can completely customize.
Right.
So you're located at 1435 Blowing Rock Road, which is right next to Five Guys Burgers and Fries, and Shops at Shadowline right there.
Absolutely.
And how can they give you a call if somebody wants to call you?
Sure, yeah. Our phone number is 828-263-1133. We're open Monday through Friday and on Saturdays as well.
Yeah. So what is it, 10 to 5 on Monday through Friday?
10 to 5 and 10 to 2 on
10
Saturdays.
to 2 on Saturday. And also townhomestudio.com, your website.
Absolutely. It gives a good overview of all the products that we carry, links to different manufacturers, kind of give you an idea of all the products you'll see in the store.
Yeah, and Leo did bring that up about Brent doing the drafting, and he can do, you've done a lot of that, especially farther away, haven't you?
Absolutely. It's interesting with the internet now. People have got great ideas with Pinterest and Houzz. You've got all these ideas that you'd like to compile and see come to life, and that's something that we've helped other folks do, even off the mountain. So getting online, saving all those pictures of things that you would like to see your house transform into is a great way to help make those projects come to life, and something that we've helped do even throughout the Southeast.
So Mountain Lumber's been there 26 years, and you're looking forward to Townhome being there 26 years and longer, aren't you?
Absolutely, the next 26.
Well, thank you so much, Anna, for being
Thank
here
you
with
for
us.
having
I
me.
tell you what, it's been a great pleasure to have you with us, and you got a fantastic business there.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thanks for watching here. Outstanding businesses in the High Country Townhome, right, 1435 Blowing Rock Road, right next to Five Guys Burgers and Fries, in the Shops at Shadowline, and a sister company of Mountain Lumber, who's been one of the foundation of this area in the High Country for the last 26 years. So Autumn and Brent Simmons do a fantastic job there, and if you give them a call, and I'm sure that, or go down there and see them, I'm sure you can do a lot of things together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Outstanding Businesses of the High Country.